There was a time when your person believed you would never allow them to walk away. They felt secure in the idea that no matter what they did, you would always be the one to reach out, to fix what was broken, and to chase after them when they pulled away. In the past, whenever they ghosted you, withdrew their energy, or tried to distance themselves, you were the one who bridged the silence. You extended your hand, opened your heart, and offered forgiveness without hesitation. This created a pattern, one in which they assumed you would always be the one to fight for the connection, while they could come and go as they pleased. But things are different now. You have grown wiser and stronger, and you have learned the value of self-respect. You finally reached the point where you could no longer tolerate ego-driven behavior, games, or half-hearted effort. This time, you refused to entertain their prideful and dismissive attitude. Instead, you showed them, both with your words and your actions, that if they truly wanted to be in your life, they had to step up and take things more seriously. You made it clear that you were no longer willing to accept breadcrumbs or settle for a one-sided dynamic. Through this shift, you revealed an important truth: for any connection to grow into something meaningful and lasting, both people must invest equally. It takes emotional presence, vulnerability, and intellectual engagement from both sides. If only one person keeps pouring in their energy while the other withdraws, the balance will always tilt, and eventually, the bond will collapse under the weight of imbalance. You refused to be the only one contributing. You refused to carry the connection on your shoulders while they wavered. This was the moment when you claimed your power, set your boundaries, and chose yourself. To your person, this was a revelation they never saw coming. They had underestimated you. They had assumed that, as before, you would plead, you would chase, or you would give them the reassurance that they craved. But this time, you didn't. Instead, you let them walk away, and that decision shook them to their core. They never thought you would be strong enough to stand your ground, but by doing so, you showed them exactly how valuable you are. You proved you were not afraid of loss, because you understood that your worth was not tied to their presence. In your silence and in your strength, your person finally saw you in a new light. They realized you are not just another option, not someone to be taken for granted. They began to see that you are a high-value woman or man, someone who commands respect, someone whose love is a privilege, not a guarantee. For perhaps the first time, they understood the depth of what they stood to lose. Now, your person is restless. They are reflecting on their actions and the patterns that led them here. In many ways, they feel trapped by the karmic cycles they've been living in, cycles of avoidance, ego, and fear of commitment. These patterns have drained them, leaving them empty and unfulfilled. Deep down, they know they cannot continue living this way. They are praying, manifesting, and reaching out to the universe, asking for another chance with you. They long for an opportunity to show you that they are ready to change, that they are capable of meeting you on equal ground. Your person doesn't want anyone else to come close to you. The thought of someone else receiving the love, loyalty, and devotion that once belonged to them is unbearable. It fills them with a mix of jealousy, regret, and determination. They know that if they do not act, someone else will recognize your worth and cherish you in the way you always deserved. That fear is pushing them to align their life, to untangle themselves from the chaos they created, and to prepare for a return to you without the weight of guilt or unfinished business. In their heart, they now understand that they cannot approach you half-prepared or burdened by old habits. They need to come to you with clarity, honesty, and readiness. They want to be able to look you in the eyes and offer a genuine commitment without hesitation or excuses. For the first time, they are beginning to see what it means to truly invest in love, not just with fleeting words or temporary gestures, but with consistent action, emotional availability, and genuine partnership. Your strength has been their lesson. By letting them go, you taught them the meaning of love with boundaries. You showed them that unconditional love does not mean tolerating disrespect or imbalance. Instead, it means valuing yourself enough to demand reciprocity, and in doing so, you inspired them to grow. They are learning that true connection requires effort, sacrifice, and equality. And now, they are preparing themselves to rise to the level that you deserve. This journey has been difficult for both of you. It required courage on your part to step back and trust that if they truly wanted you, they would rise to the occasion. It required humility on their part to admit that they had taken you for granted and to finally recognize the treasure they had in front of them. Now, as they pray for another chance and align themselves with the intention to do better, the future of this connection rests on whether they can transform their lessons into action. One thing is certain, you have already won, regardless of what happens next. You reclaimed your power, you held firm to your standards, and you reminded yourself of your worth. Whether they return ready to meet you equally or not, you have proven that you will never again settle for less than you deserve. And that is the true victory, the kind that sets the foundation for love that is not only deep, but also balanced, healthy, and enduring. I just want to hold you now. The feeling is so strong, so persistent, that it sometimes takes my breath away. Until I met you, I never truly understood what people meant when they spoke about soul connections. I thought love was just chemistry, attraction, or shared interest. But the moment our eyes first met, everything shifted inside of me. It was as if a hidden part of me had been unlocked, a part one didn't even know was there, waiting quietly for you to arrive. It was love at first sight, but more than that, it was recognition. As though I had known you long before this life, long before this moment, and all I could think was, finally, here you are. Even when you are not beside me, I can feel you on the energetic level, as if your spirit lingers in mine. I sense your presence in the quiet of the night, in the silence between breaths, in the flicker of a thought that is not entirely my own. Sometimes I feel your emotions ripple through me as if they are waves crashing into my soul. And it is in those moments I know without a doubt that our connection defies explanation, defies logic, and yet feels more real than anything else I have ever experienced. I have to be honest, I have tried to replace you. Many times. I have tried to move on, to convince myself that perhaps what I feel is only an illusion, that maybe this intensity is only in my head. But every attempt ends in failure. No one comes close. The truth is, every connection with someone else feels shallow compared to the depth I have with you. Others cannot understand. When I try to explain what it's like to be bound to another soul in this way, they look at me with puzzled expressions, unable to grasp what I mean. It makes me feel isolated, but at the same time, it makes me realize just how rare and extraordinary this bond is. I often wonder if you can pick up on my energy the same way I pick up on yours. When I am angry, when I am full of joy, or when my heart aches from missing you, do you feel it too? Do you sense it in the air, as if something invisible is tugging at your own emotions? Because I swear, when you are upset, I know it instantly, even if we haven't spoken. I feel the heaviness, the weight of your mood, and it lingers in me as though it is my own. This link between us runs deeper than understanding. It is spiritual, emotional, and all-consuming. You ignite a fire within me unlike anything I've ever felt. It's not just passion, though passion is certainly there. It's a burning of the soul, a spark that keeps me awake at night and pushes me to grow, to evolve, to become the best version of myself. You inspire me in ways you may never realize, and because of you, I have begun to see the world differently. The depth of what we share is almost frightening at times, but it is also beautiful. It is a mystery I want to spend the rest of my life unraveling with you. Yet, there are moments when this connection feels almost unbearable. Our bond has not gone unnoticed by others. Some admire it, but others are envious. I can feel their jealousy when they look at us, as though they sense something rare that they cannot touch. And truthfully, I, too, battle with jealousy. When I see you give so much attention to others, I feel that sting in my chest, that ache of wanting to be the one who receives your every thought, your every word, your every smile. It's not easy to admit, but I cannot control my feelings when it comes to you. My love, my longing, my jealousy, they all come from the same place, the desire to be the one closest to your heart. I am tired of this stage of separation. It feels endless, as if the universe is testing us, pushing us to the very edges of our patience and our strength. I wait for the day we can finally be together without obstacles, without distance, without fear. I dream about it often, what it would be like to wake up beside you, to hear your laughter echo through a shared space, to build a life where every moment is colored by our love. The truth is, what we have is unlike anything I have ever experienced in my entire life. It is not fleeting, not shallow, not temporary. It is profound, eternal, and written into the very fabric of my being. I cannot forget you, not now, not ever. You are etched into me in a way that no time, no distance, and no circumstance could ever erase. Even in moments of doubt, even in times when silence stretches too long between us, I know deep within my soul that you are the one I have been searching for all along. So here I am, holding on to faith, holding on to the fire you lit in me. I want nothing more than to spend the rest of my life only with you. I want to explore the depths of our connection, to face the trials together, to share the joys, the sorrows, the simple moments, and the extraordinary ones. I wait for the day we meet again, not just as fleeting souls passing by, but as two hearts finally choosing to walk side by side. Until then, know this, I haven't forgotten you, and I never could. You are unforgettable, irreplaceable, and forever my deepest truth. Your partner has recently experienced a significant tower moment in their life, one that has deeply shaken their foundation, particularly in matters connected to finances, stability, and material gain. This upheaval has forced them to confront the fragility of the structures they once relied on, and right now, much of their focus is directed towards sorting out the aftermath of that situation. They are working through a cycle of learning, healing, and rebuilding, realizing that in order to move forward into a better future, they must first regain their balance in these practical aspects of life. This period has not been easy for them, and though they may not always show it openly, it has humbled them in many ways, stripping away illusions of control and bringing them face to face with truths they had long ignored. Alongside this external struggle, they carry an internal burden that weighs heavily on their heart. They are acutely aware of the times they rejected the love you offered so freely and unconditionally, and that awareness brings them a deep sense of regret. It is as though every act of dismissal, every moment they failed to recognize your value, now echoes back to them, reminding them of what they could have embraced sooner. They know that you extended your heart without condition or expectation, and in return, they often turned away, blinded by their own struggles, insecurities, and distractions. This realization is painful for them, because they cannot deny that your love has been constant, pure, and unwavering. There is also an element of shame that lingers within them, for they remember the words they spoke in frustration and insecurity. Words that were sharp, dismissive, or unkind, expressions that did not reflect the truth of how they felt but rather the chaos of what they were experiencing. They are embarrassed by their actions, not only because they hurt you, but because those actions do not align with the person they want to be, nor the way they truly feel about you. Their behavior in the past came from a place of confusion and emotional turmoil, not from a lack of love. In fact, the truth is quite the opposite. Their feelings for you have always been strong, but fear and instability kept them from showing it in the way you deserved. To them, you are the embodiment of wish fulfillment, the very person they dreamed of yet struggled to believe they could ever truly have. The connection they feel with you is unlike any other, and deep down, they have always known that you hold a unique place in their life. However, at the time when you gave your heart so openly, they were not in a position to return it in the way that was fair to you. Their own life was messy, unstable, and filled with challenges that consumed their energy and clouded their ability to show up for you as they wanted. They know this created an imbalance, where you gave so much more than they could offer in return, and they now recognize how unjust that was to you. Despite the missteps of the past, their heart longs for something very clear and simple: a happy family and a life filled with love, stability, and connection with you. They see a future where the two of you can build something lasting together, a life not marked by chaos or regret, but by joy, security, and shared dreams. In their eyes, you are the only person who truly holds the key to their heart. No one else has been able to reach them on the level that you have, and no one else has been able to spark the sense of deep, soulful connection that exists between you. What they feel with you is more than attraction, more than companionship. It is a bond that resonates at the level of the soul. It is a connection that defies explanation, one that makes them believe in something greater than themselves. When they think of you, they see not just love but a mirror to their own soul, a reminder of what it feels like to be fully seen, understood, and cherished. This connection is what continues to draw them back to you, no matter the distance or the obstacles that may arise. Now, as they navigate the process of healing and rebuilding their life, they are also awakening to the importance of this relationship. They no longer want to be defined by past mistakes or missed opportunities. Instead, they hope to prove themselves worthy of the love you have shown them and to build a life that reflects the depth of their feelings for you. They dream of a future where love and stability coexist, where both of you can grow together and create the kind of home and family that feels safe, nurturing, and joyful. At the core of everything they are feeling lies one undeniable truth: it has always been you. You are the one they cannot forget, the one they feel tied to on the deepest level, and the one they wish to share their life with. Though the journey has not been easy, and though mistakes have been made along the way, their heart remains steadfast in its desire for you. To them, you are not only a partner but also a source of healing, inspiration, and hope for the future.